My God, welcome back, everybody. I think we just have a boring evening of roleplay tonight, right? Nothing.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If we all choose
Nothing
to run
important.
away,
Just a little roleplay, a little cosplay, a little hat fun making. Nothing big. So, where we last left off, the team had wrapped up their new digs. They have established themselves in the marketplace near the Fated Bridge and now have a place that's going to be called home, or eventually called home, as well as possibility with workshops and a place to sell wares once they decide what they might want to do. However, the ultimate culmination of last session was the arrival to the auction house. Going to Fabian's, realizing he wasn't available, but the items that were necessary to wear for the evening's event were found and placed. The team having to make some alterations because of Karina's shift from one personality to a new personality, now dressed in a kilt. The team met the Greymakers for the first time, made their way into the auction house, and made some discoveries in regards to some strange artifacts, items on display, items coming up for auction. A Traumaton identifying the item that the engineer that had worked on him at the oil pot. It was foreign scouting of the Chandei Quorum administrative site and the upper tier of the Lantern Spire that afforded him some interesting optics of this cliff face protrusion on the Lantern Spire with the great auction hall kind of leaning over its edge. Here, Thorn began to realize there was a heist about to be pulled off. And it would seem that the painting was the focus of this intended heist that was actually being very well protected by enforcers of the Greymakers, as well as other possible magical protections. Here, from the inside out, while the team examined their surroundings, they managed to intercede in one of the participants of the heist, got him held in, whole person, got him isolated up in the balcony, and were about to interrogate and try to figure out what was going on. However, as the heist was underway, Thorn took a shot. The shot took out the glass dome of the auction hall. Unfortunately, one of the members of the heist was in the process of about to swinging over and descend down towards, lost their grip, falling the entire 40 feet down into the middle of the auction hall, and then, unfortunately, landing on the painting. The Senator's body coming apart with impact, the painting shattered, a huge blossom of arcane energy, an explosion of a almost kind of like spherical resonance began to pulse outward, absorb back in, and then a circular gateway vibrating with green and yellow and blue energy pulling backwards into it. Bodies strewn about, people running in panic as the first claw, then a second claw, as a massive fey-like dragon began to pull its way through the opening of the gateway. I need everyone to roll for initiative, if you would, please.
Hello.
I refuse to roll for initiative. I demand a retcon, Rick and Morty style.
I got a nat 20, so it's 22.
Ooh.
Nice.
Why do I have initiative? I don't want to do this.
You can run away.
I got a nat 1. So I got two.
Well, better to get that nat 1 out of the way now.
Exactly.
All right.
Kind of nice having a +3 to initiative. Earthen was always like a +1, I think.
All right, let's put everybody in order. Korea, what's your total initiative?
22.
22. This is easy. Put Ryan all the way at the bottom. Interesting lineup for the beginning. This is going to be... Yeah. So, for the time being... hold on a sec. Why is this not... There we go. I've got you guys all up in the balcony up here. Forn, I've got you outside because you're actually across the way, up on a building across the way, looking down into the auction hall. So you're still pretty far off from the activity that's going on. And then, of course, the dragon coming out the gateway. Karina, you're up with the dragon on deck. What would you like to do?
Where am I again?
You are up in the balcony. You're a solid, maybe 120 feet away from where you can see the dragon coming out of the portal. There's crowds of people kind of screaming and yelling and running towards the exit. There's bodies littered about. You can see Melody's sister over here and her companion over here.
Is there a place I can hide in that I could run to that is kind of more behind the dragon?
Just outside the balcony, down the way, you can use all 4 of your AP to get to another balcony that would put you at a behind angle of the dragon.
Is there any place I can hide in that's closer to me?
The very last balcony from what you saw is the corner of the building right here. So there are balconies like every 30 feet going down this way. So you could move and shift into another balcony if you wanted to.
I will move to one other balcony that is closest,
Okay.
and just kind of duck and hide.
That is Melody. Okay. So that's 1 AP to move. You've got 3 AP left.
I will cast True Strike.
Okay.
And guided by a flash of magical insight, you make 1 attack with a weapon, use the spellcasting. The attack uses your spellcasting ability for an attack with damage roll instead of using strength. Sorry. If the attack deals damage... Wait. Plus True Strike was to be able to...
No,
learn your
that's
enemy's
melee. You gotta
weakness.
you gotta be in base with it.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, it was not what I thought it was. How far am I from the dragon?
You just move 30 feet into the next balcony. You are 90 feet from the dragon now.
I'm gonna do... And, okay, one last question. Message. Can I send a message to somebody I haven't spoken to, but I recognize?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
What was the name of the person who saved us last time a dragon appeared?
Oh, good lord.
Jamansa Ord.
Jamansa Ord.
The
So
dragon
you're-
person.
Yeah.
The person who is a dragon.
A dragon, yes. I'm gonna do a message to Jamansa Org saying, "Help! Another dragon appeared at so-and-so location. Please come save us."
So you're doing ascending.
I'm doing ascending.
Yeah, okay, that's 2 AP. 25 words or less, you basically tell Jamansa Ord that you need help. And give them the detail of what's happening in the auction hall.
Wait, do I
Correct?
have sending or do I have message? I'm so sorry.
Message is 100 feet.
No, I only have message. Damn, I hate being third. I hate being
Maybe
third.
third level.
I hate it. Okay. Okay. I am going to... I have so little I can do. So just
What?
a
You're a
sec.
warlock. You got all kinds of stuff to do.
I'm not a fighting warlock. I'm a running away kind of warlock.
I'm a political nefarious warlock. I deal in the shadows and the darkness of conversation.
With friends named Evil.
Yes.
Oh, so I wasn't that kind of bard. You're not that kind of warlock.
I was not planning on a dragon to appear at the 3rd level, okay?
To be fair, none of us were.
I'm going to yeah, okay. I did not plan my... Okay, this was not supposed to be a fighting round. This was supposed to be a mingling round, so all of my spells are mingling.
I mean, you
I love it.
could like literally just run as far as you can with your action points.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
By the way, Trauma, I got your new mini here.
Oh, let's see what we got. Oh, okay, cool. Yay.
Nice.
Much easier.
I mean,
Kind of looks like Flaming Master Chief.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, he does.
I did what I could. I'm
It's
sorry.
huge.
No, I love Master Chief. It's a great model.
Master Chief is on fire.
I'm going to do identify on the picture.
What's the range on that?
I need to touch it. Damn it.
Strike 3.
Okay. I'm gonna do an animal messenger, and I'm gonna send it to that person we need help from.
Okay, I like that idea.
So that would be one thing, and then I think the only thing I can do is get closer at this point. So I'm
There are
gonna.
stairs outside the balcony hallway that could take you down into the auction hall level.
Where are the stairs?
You're currently hiding in the second balcony, looking out. It's 30 feet to the stairs, and then 30 feet of stairs down that would basically get you right down here at the base of the entranceway into the auction hall.
Is there any hiding places there that I feel like I
Sure.
might?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and go down the stairs and just hide as best as I can.
All
Do I
right.
have any
And-
action left?
No, that'll do all 4 AP. Go ahead and give me a stealth check though to see how well you hide.
18.
18. Okay. With that, the dragon is up with Forn on deck. The dragon is going to immediately use its breath weapon in the hall. And I've already rolled for those that were fleeing. Half the crowd will fall unconscious to the ground. Dragon will then move into base with the doorway and start trying to destroy the doorway and get out.
Ooh.
They'll finish the dragon's turn. Forn, you're up with Melody on deck.
So I had cast Zephyr Strike to take that shot. Would that give me an extra 30 feet of movement to?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because when I took the shot that broke the dome that set all of this in action.
Yep.
all right, I'm gonna. I assume I'm hearing all the chaos of what.
Yeah,
just
you can hear
happened
the
after
screaming.
that.
You can see people
Yeah.
starting to stream out the entrance down the stairs. You can see guards going up the stairs trying to gain entrance. You could also see that there's a huge column of light coming up through the shattered dome. And you can hear the dragon roaring, just kind of like this kind of strange, high-pitched kind of roar coming from the auction house.
Okay, I'm going to get down off the roof and start going to, or down off the other building's roof, and with all of my, so that's with an extra 30 feet would be 150, I think, total feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me acrobatics because you are coming down from a high place.
Yep.
or athletics, whichever is better for you.
That's a 21 for acrobatics.
All right. So that'll finish your turn as you are now halfway from the entrance of the hall.
Can I? Would I need to use an action point or a free action to just like to use? Never mind. It'd be an action, I think, to use the thing to talking to.
Yep.
Trauma. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
So you're halfway towards the hall at this point, running towards it. Melody, you are up with a Traumaton on deck.
So Karina is running towards the exit, and Born is running towards the.
I'm outside, running towards the building.
Oh, that's right. You're outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Karina's gone down the balcony stairs to get back into the main auction hallway, or the main auction hall. The only way in and out of the auction hall is the big entrance in the front.
Oh, so the only way out is the way that the dragon is already trying to go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I am going to. If I can run on the balcony to get within 30 feet of the dragon, I would do that.
Okay.
Hey,
Or within 60 feet. So maybe I don't even need to run from where I am now.
Charlie just knocked my drink over on top of me, so it's going to take me a few minutes. Can you go ahead and skip my turn and go with...
You need to put that cat in a box.
Nobody's going to be fucking with me, okay? It was Charlie. Yeah, I ain't knocked all my dice
So
over.
if you end up in the next balcony over, you'll be within 60 feet of the dragon that's currently it's slamming into the halls and the columns, trying to break and destroy, it's trying to make more room to get out.
Okay. I suspect this may not work, but I'm going to try to cast command on the dragon and shout, halt, which, if it works, would mean that on its next turn, it doesn't move and it takes no action or bonus action. So wisdom save of 14.
Wisdom save? That is a natural 1. It literally stops in its tracks. It stops slamming. It arcs its head out, and it kind of looks around the interior of the auction hall chamber, wondering, but it's just kind of breathing, just passively standing there, not doing anything.
I think I have one action point left.
Correct.
So I will try to shout at the hall, "You have 6 seconds. If you can run."
All these people down below start screaming and start reacting to that, and they're running past the dragon that just seems to be breathing heavily, looking around as just confused as to why it was forced to stop.
And that's my turn.
All right, that'll finish your turn. Eritrea, you are up until Traumaton comes back. You're currently up in the balcony with a Traumaton. You can see Melody has run over to the other balcony and cast that spell effect on the dragon. And you can see down on the floor of the auction hall, you can see that Karina is down here hiding kind of in the shadow and some of the furniture that's down there. Lots of people on the ground, people fleeing and heading out the door as well.
So, how far is Melody from me?
30 feet.
Is 30 feet. And how far is Karina from me?
I'll put Karina at 30 feet because she's just right below you. She had gone over and then down and come out the little alcove that you guys had come up after capturing the guy, which, by the way, he's still there, in the balcony with you as well, kind of watching this unfold.
All right. So if I were to cast Bless, would that be kind of like a circle, 30 feet diameter? So would I be able to hit Karina and Melody with it?
Yep, you get everybody.
Okay, so I'll get, because I Trauma's right next to me, so I'll use Bless.
Okay.
First 3 creatures. Perfect. So yeah, first level. So everybody, you get 1d4 to an attack, roll, or save.
Nice.
And then you said this is Ariana, kind of behind the circle. Oh, nice. That's okay.
Yes, Ariana is back here, and then one of her partners is here. You can see up in the dome, another one of the members of the heist team are halfway hanging down, like they were beginning to kind of like take the rope down towards the inside of the auction house. You can see the remains of the Centaur kind of spread about on the, around where the painting was shattered. And you can see other bodies kind of littered and strewn about as well.
All right, so how many feet is Ariana from me?
Ariana's about 90 feet from you.
About 90 feet. So can I just use my last 2 actions? So essentially my movement. So can I essentially do 3 movements with that? Because it would be a dash action. So I can move 60 feet, up to 60 feet. Yeah.
Correct. You can move up to 60 feet.
But then I still have 1 action left. So.
Oh, no, it was 2 action points for the spell Bless.
Yeah.
Which leaves you 2 action points for movement.
Okay. So I'll just move 60 feet, kind of,
That'll get you
behind.
down the stairs.
Yeah.
Here, and then you have another 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets you right there.
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
we'd be there.
I'll finish your turn. Since we don't have a Traumaton back quite yet, the crowd is going to move. Ariana is going to come this way. Her partner, they're going to come over here and hunker down. These 2 are going to flee the front. The Guild House matron, she is going to move here, then move and run past Air Trio, and she's currently interacting with a statue in the back corner. That'll finish their turn. We'll let a trauma get creative when he gets back. Karina, you are up, top of the second round with the dragon on deck. What would you like to do?
So the dragon won't be able to move this round too, or just the previous round?
So this will be the round when it takes effect, because it's for their next turn. So he won't be able to move or take an action or bonus action.
Basically stuck in place. But at the end of its turn, the effect wears off.
Okay, so I'm gonna run to the painting.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That'll get you to where you can see the remains of the painting that you're now in base with. As soon as you come in contact with the edge of the gateway, I need you to make a con save, if you would, please.
It's a 9, but I'm going to use my inspiration from before.
Okay, go for it.
Nine plus 5, so that's
you
14.
Is this a save? Sorry. Was this a saving throw?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
What's the range with? She's got to be within you.
Oh, does she have to remain within 30 feet of me for it to be in effect?
Correct. She's 5.
Oh,
10,
okay.
15. She's 20 feet away from you. What's your
Oh,
bonus?
okay, perfect. So
What's your
you get
bonus?
another D4.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so...
Oh, no, you're blessed. I was thinking of a paladin effect. Yo, you have the bless
14.
effect. So, yeah, you get a D4 on top of that, Karina.
Oh, thank God.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Force. That comes out to 18. That really made a difference.
18.
Awesome.
So you feel as though like you're being slowed as you get near the portal. Your physical nature is being slowly pulled into it while you're trying to remain on the material plane itself. There is a 10-foot diameter gateway that's just like this empty, colorful void of energy that's pushing and pulling at the same time. You can see the fractured pieces of the painting. The canvas is intact. In fact, the front of the painting seems to be the origin of the energy that's now pouring uncontrolled out into the auction hall.
How many actions point do I have left?
You have 3 left.
Okay, I'm gonna do the first one. I'm gonna. Ooh, does hold person? No, it's a humanoid. It doesn't work on dragons because I wasn't planning to fight a dragon. Okay. Am I close enough to touch the canvas? Is it at all possible for me?
Yeah, you're in base with it. Yeah.
I would like to touch the canvas to do just a sec. Man. Atlantic magic. Sorry, I'm not used to this. Okay.
Yeah.
Purify. I identify specifically. Can I identify how to close the rift?
It'll tell you what the object is. To figure out what to do about the object is a separate, but at least it'll give you information as to what the painting is.
Okay, that's something.
Okay. So 2 AP to cast Identify. Bragsworth Gateway. It is a magical painting that allows you once per week to travel between planes of existence. It is currently, however, uncontrollable, and the frame and its item presentation was built in such a way as a means of controlling the gateway. Now that's been shattered, it's basically an open gateway between 2 planes of existence that is both pushing and pulling, and seems to be causing more harm on your side of what you can see.
I see. Do I have a sense that by destroying the painting I might destroy the gateway?
Give me you could spend an AP and make an Arcana check.
How many APs do I have left?
You have 1 AP left.
Do I feel like I might be able to take the painting?
You could certainly try to reach out and take it if you'd like.
Can other people please vote on whether or not I will get killed again? Just real quickly. If anybody has a
Why
better
don't
plan.
we roll for that decision?
I would doubt you get killed. I would be more thinking that you're going to get sucked inside the painting. Remember the last time you touched the painting as Puck? And you wound up on a
no,
beach
last time
in the
you
middle of
touched...
nowhere?
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
it was a good thing. It worked out.
I didn't touch it.
Yeah, that's why you almost died. It was a good thing. Why are you framing it like it's a bad thing?
I touched the painting and died.
Yeah,
the painting and
but
he
it
died.
saved us all.
You touched the painting and you wound up on a beach.
We're not doing this
So,
right now.
It's a
We're not doing this right now. I'm under stress.
Fuck it. I'm taking the painting and I'm running to
All
hide.
right, go for it.
Oh,
You
no,
reach
know,
down.
No. You know what? I have a better idea.
Okay.
I am getting an unseen servant to take the painting.
Okay. But I think that's 2 AP to cast Unseen Servant.
Never mind. I take it myself, and I will
Yeah.
deal with the consequences.
You reach down, you grab the canvas that's kind of just lying there on the ground. As soon as you grab it, you feel your hand disappear into the canvas. You feel your arm, your elbow, your shoulder. You're now being pulled into the canvas. Give me a strength save, if you would, please.
You guys knew it was a bad idea, and you still let me do this.
I said we were
In a way,
going
this
for it.
is your fault.
Rollies.
Trouble was incapacitated. He had nothing to do with this.
That's a clean up.
That's a 5. Do I still get a
Five.
D4
You get
addition?
the
Yeah, you
You-
should D4.
You still get a D4, yeah.
Okay, 5 plus 3.
8. You're currently half into the
Is
painting.
it?
You feel yourself on the material plane, and you feel yourself being pulled into something else, but also pushed. You're currently immobilized. You're unable to move, and that will finish your turn. All right, a traumaton. What would you like to do?
Am I still up by the?
Oh yeah, I didn't move you.
Okay, you're fine. So the
Blessed also, by the way.
Oh right, I'm blessed of +1 D4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus
Attack
D4
and saving
for
throws.
Okay, all right. If I'm still up by the Tinker's kit that I was sent to look for, I'm going to lay down like 3 copper pieces and like put it in my pocket.
Oh no, you're up in the balcony with everybody else.
Okay.
So you're
All right.
up in the balcony. Karina has gone down into the auction hall to grab the painting. You can see Melody over in the next balcony next to you. She caused the dragon to halt and lose its ability to do anything. And Eritrea has gone running towards Melody's sister down here over in the auction hall.
All right. How far away from that kit am I? Could I get to it in one turn?
It is over here. So you're probably looking at, with 4 AP, you could probably get to the other side of the rubble pile.
All right. I'm going to hop down, and the dragon is our only opponent, right?
As far as you know.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me athletics or acrobatics as you hop down.
Okay. Athletics. That is a 21.
You land on the table, and from your weight, the table's just kind of shatters underneath. But you have 3 AP left.
All right. I want to charge at the dragon.
2 AP to get in the base with the dragon.
All right. And I'm just going to try to hit him with one of my flails. And
All right, are you going to rage in the process?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
So I just want to see if I can hit him and do an effect real fast.
Aw, Melody's Mini is so adorbs.
All right, so just one roll to hit at regular, no advantage, no disadvantage.
Yep, roll to hit.
Ooh, okay, that is an 18 to hit.
18 to hit. You feel your flail bounce off the strange hide of the creature, unable to penetrate through its skin and scales.
All right, well, there's not much else I can do now, so
You are level 3 is only 1 attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was all
I've
for
been
my-
level 3 for a long time, so I always like to double check.
No, I'm Trauma is kind of a one-trick pony. That was all for my AP, though, right?
Yep, that'll finish your turn.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I use my inspiration dice to see if I can make that hit? I'm not really trying to damage him.
Did you roll your bless as well?
No, I did not.
Okay, so start with your D4.
Yeah. That is a 2, so that'd be a 20 to hit.
That is its armor class, so that will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. So because of my Iron Within, Iron Without, I get to roll a D6 on that. So give me a second on that.
Okay.
That is 7 plus 4, so that is 11 damage, and I have sap. So basically, he has disadvantage on his attack next turn.
All right. So Karina finished her turn. The dragon cannot move this turn at all. However, at the end of its turn, it gets all of its action back, and the effect is dropped. Thorn, you are up with Melody on deck.
I'm going to try. So as I sprint up to the building, I'm going to try and scale the outside.
Try to scale the outside of the building.
Yeah, to get up to where the crystal dome was.
Okay. Go ahead and give me.
If that takes all my action points, that'll just be my
go
whole
ahead and
thing.
give me athletics or acrobatics as you do that.
Not great, but not terrible. That's 13.
I put it as a DC 14.
Okay.
So you get about you get to the wall and you get like halfway up the beginning of the journey to get up towards the dome, and you feel like your fingertips kind of shred against the wall as you're unable to find purchase and a way up there, and you slide kind of quickly all the way back down to the base, taking 4 points of falling damage.
Wouldn't be me if I wasn't taking falling damage. So.
No.
And we'll say that puts you right there at the corner.
Okay.
All right, that'll finish your turn. Melody, you are up with a Traumaton on deck.
Okay. I can see that Karina's getting pulled into the painting. If I was trying to get to Karina, how many action points would that take?
She's about 90 feet away from you. Down the stairs and then over to where she is would be 90 feet.
Okay, so that would be 3 action points.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, let me run over and try to tug her back out.
Okay.
Thank you.
As you drop next to her, go ahead and give me a good old-fashioned strength check with advantage, because I'm going to assume that Karina's trying to help as well.
Okay, awesome. All right. Come on,
Question is, Karina, do you let go of the painting while Melody's pulling at you to come away from it?
Do we have a sense that if she carries us both, we might be able to take the painting with us?
I mean, carrying you is, an effort. Right now, she's kind of got a hold onto your arm, and she's pulling at you to get the other half of you out of the gateway that's kind of pulling you into it. And you get the feeling the only reason you're getting pulled into the gateway is because your hand is wrapped around the painting.
Okay, I'll let go of the painting.
Okay. That'll definitely I'll lower the DC, and you have advantage on this check, Melody.
Okay. It's a 15.
15 was the DC. It was at 18, but I lowered it to 15
All
because
right.
she let go of the painting. At the end of your turn, you yank her out of the little bit of void that she was pulled into, and as you pull her out, the two of you are now standing there staring down at the painting that's just kind of rolling around on the ground, pulsing with the arcane energy at the same time.
Okay.
I'll finish your turn. A Traumaton. You are up with Eritrea on deck.
All right. Let's see. There I am. Okay. I see the gals in the background there at the portal. How far away am I from the table with that Tinker's kit?
30. You are 60 feet away.
All right, let me see what my movement is. I think it's going to be 30. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take 2 turns to walk over to that, or to dash over to that table.
Okay, that will trigger attack of opportunity.
He's got disadvantage, so.
Correct.
Yeah.
So as you go running out of base with him, his tail comes swinging at you. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
That's my armor class.
Okay. That's going to be 29 points of bludgeoning damage.
Woof! Ouch! Jesus. Ow. Trauma's
Like you watch as a Traumaton goes running away. This triple tail just kind of slams down into a Traumaton, nearly kind of like ripping him into pieces at the same time. He stumbles from the strike, but manages to get over to the table on the far side of the room.
Okay.
You have
What
2
did it do
AP
to
left.
What did it do to my hat?
Oh, your hat's still perfectly positioned on your head. Like, it didn't even move. Like, if it had taken your head off, the hat would still be on your head.
Man,
Okay.
Fabian does good work.
He's an excellent tailor. Excellent tailor.
All right. Trauma's just going to scribble out a really quick note in Abyssal and set down 3 copper, just like we're even, and then pocket the kit.
Okay, that's 1 AP to do that. So you got
Okay.
1 AP left.
All right. I want to see if there's anything I can throw because I don't think I do. How far away am I from the painting that they were having issues with?
You are, I'd say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 feet away from the painting.
All right. Can I just not dash? Try to find something. Get me.
It really
Okay.
does look like.
I'm going to go ahead and I will use the dash action, so that will get me over to the painting.
Remember,
Oh, no, I can't move. It halves my speed next time. I know.
so explain to me, is that an ability that you have that you're using?
No, it's just the dash action. So
Yeah, but we do the homebrew for AP. So you have 1 AP left, which means you just use your full movement to move.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm 5 feet away, so that's fine. All right.
Okay. I'll put you within 5 feet of the painting. That'll finish Trauma's turn. Eritrea, you are up, and then we'll be at the top of the 3rd round.
How far am I from Ariana?
You are 75 feet. She's over in the corner, kind of hunkered down with the other satyr.
All right.
And over here, you could see the matron of the Greymakers is looking like she's about to open a secret door, is what it looks like.
So are Ariana and the other satyr, do they look like they're trying to escape or just hide?
Looks like they're trying to hide, and they both look pretty well injured.
All right.
Decisions.
All right. Screw it. I'm gonna go sprint at the Greymaker and tackle her.
Oh, snap. So you go over to the Greymaker matron. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a grapple check. Either athletics or acrobatics.
Both are not my strongest suit, but 19.
Yeah, that's a 12 plus 4, 16 for her. You've grappled her. You kind of like pin her arms and hold her up, and she just starts going, "What's wrong with you? Let me go. We have to get out of here."
Where are you going, and how come you're not guiding the rest of us out of here?
Why should I help you? I don't even fucking barely know you. I want to get the fuck out of here. There's a dragon in my auction hall.
You don't care about the people that have paid to get into your auction?
Fuck no. He's like in full panic mode at this point. And while I'll say that uses up your free action to have that interaction with it. You still have 2 AP left.
I want to.
She's like, fuck no. Get me out. And she feels pretty craven, like she wants to get out. She's panicked and is definitely just self-preserving her, like the idea of getting out.
I tell her you're not going anywhere without me and my party. And I yell out to everybody at the top of my lungs, "Guys, we got a better way out!"
Okay. Give me a persuasion check as you do this.
4.
before. She's in full panic. She was in the process of about opening the secret door, but she didn't do it yet. And I'll say at the end of your turn, she's like, if you don't let me go, I will not be able to get this out. You have to let me go. And we'll say that'll finish your turn where you're at back there in the corner. That'll take us to the top of the third round. Karina, you are up with the dragon on deck.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody heard Eritrea yell that out from the corner. And in the corner, Eritrea was like holding on to the matriarch of the house. And she's kind of like squirming and fighting back against Eritrea. And kind of they're kind of in a back and forth kind of heated conversation at the same time.
Did all the rest of the crowd get out?
There's still people there trying to get out at this point. The dragon kind of blocking the way. Most of the crowd was able to escape last time after Melody had yelled that out to the crowd. But there's a lot of injured, unmoving, unconscious, dead, kind of like strewn about the rubble of the floor.
Okay. Based on my experience reading the artifact and touching it, do I feel like I might be able to cast True Strike, which is guided by a flash of magical insight, to kind of destroy the artifact?
Yeah, it could be. The frame definitely was destroyed. The painting looks like it suffered damage. Yeah, you want to cast True Strike and then try to destroy the painting at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 AP to cast True Strike, right? That's a spell?
I think it's a cantrip.
Okay. So guided by a flash of magical energy, you get one attack with a weapon used in a spell casting. The attack uses your spell casting ability for the attack and a damage roll instead of using strength or dexterity.
Yeah, but is it a cantrip or a spell?
It's a pact boon.
Oh.
So it will.
Yeah, so it's at will. Yeah, absolutely. Give me an attack roll with advantage because you're right next to it. Give me an attack roll with advantage as you reach out. Do you have a weapon or are you just going to try to...
The palm pistol?
Yeah, you pull out your palm pistol and take a shot at the painting.
That's a 20 on the first one.
Is that a natural 20 or dirty 20?
It's a 18 plus 2, so I'll do another one.
Yeah. Melda, you watch as kind of casino style, Karina like points at the painting and this pistol just kind of palms into her hand and she takes a shot at it. The round tears into the painting. Give me a damage roll if you would.
So that's the part about the spell that I wasn't really sure.
Okay.
Because it says, guided by a flash of magical insight, which I'm not sure what that means. Make one attack with a weapon in a spellcasting. The attack is spellcasting abilities for the attack and a damage roll instead of using strength of dexterity. What does that mean?
What's your spellcasting ability? Is it a 5, a +3?
It's just the thing at the
spell
top.
attack is a +6.
Nope, not spell attack. The modifier on the left. Left is spell
modifier
attack.
is 4.
4. So you do 4 points of damage.
Wait, can I just do a normal attack then? Because that would be automatically more.
It would be more, but then you don't gain any insight from the painting. So the idea of that pact boon is to allow you to attack. You do damage, but the importance of the boon is it gains you insight into the target that you're striking.
Okay, I guess I'll do that then. But doesn't it add to the damage I would have done with the attack itself, or is it just only the...
That's your modifier. So
okay.
The 4 is that's your modifier. So you could roll damage for the pistol, and then you add your spell attack or your spell modifier bonus as your modifier to that damage roll.
Okay, so the damage is 3, and then +4 is 7?
7 points of piercing damage. As you shoot it, the canvas shreds. And you watch as the portal begins to shrink slightly. The energy is a little bit more frantic and kind of cascading and kind of creating more backwards energy or backwards pulse. I need a Traumaton, Melody, and Karina to make strength saves, please.
No. Why does every time I try to help, this happens?
You guys are still blessed, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Get a D4 on that
45.
save.
Yeah, I mean, it could be because you're evil.
I guess so. My intentions are good, but that doesn't mean shit.
You need to start doing evil intentions. That way you'll have a better outcome.
I guess. Actually, I'm trying to
Yeah.
sabotage all of you. That's why I'm failing.
Yes.
What did you get, Karina?
13.
13. You are blown 15 feet back, knocked prone. You take 6 points of force damage. Melody, what'd you get?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I rolling the strength save as well?
Melody and a traumaton, yeah.
All right. Oh boy. Okay. Well. All right.
You're blessed. though.
It's 8.
8. Is that with your D4?
Yes. I rolled
Okay,
it.
that'll blow you back 15 feet. It'll knock you prone as well. You'll take 7 points of force damage.
All right.
Traumaton, what'd you get?
25.
55. You are knocked back 15 feet. You take no damage, and you are not knocked prone.
Do I have any?
Dislodge my hat.
No, your hat's perfectly fit on your head. Yeah. Every time you ask, it's going to be just fine.
I think he's worried about it getting damaged at all.
You have 1 AP left,
The
Karina.
feather floats off the hat.
1 AP left.
Yep. The gateway is
okay.
currently very unstable. The painting looks like it took a lot of damage, and the spell effect and the arcane energy is like kind of arcing and kind of air bursting around the gateway as it's slowly beginning to close.
I guess I have to stand up. Is like the only
Yep.
thing I can really do.
That's half your movement, unless you want to crawl.
The second half of my movement.
And you still have the rest of your movement, so you still have 15 feet.
Would shapeshifting count as a movement?
No, that's an AP.
Okay, I'm gonna run towards Melody and just kind of try to take more attention than her since she's still prone.
Okay.
No, actually, wait. Is it too late to change my? No.
No.
I was actually. I should do self-life. I'm really close to dying.
I think you can
sorry.
see Arrow Trios over in the corner by the statue where he's got what's her name? Where he's got Rosella kind of held, and they seem to be in a heated kind of conversation about trying to escape through the statue.
Never mind. I'll go next to Melody and I'll just try to wave my hands a lot in hopes that I am seen before her.
Okay. That'll finish your turn. The dragon is up. It's going to immediately spin around. And the dragon looks very feral. Like the look on its face is very confused, feral, angry, starving, like a sense that it's like been suffering a great deal. It immediately looks down across at all of you, but it kind of levels its head over in the direction of a traumaton, and then it also kind of looks up at the dome, and it'll immediately start flying. Enable flying. There we go. It's going to leap up into the air. About 20 feet. It's going to circle around on the backside. And it's going to have to roll on its special little table. Because it is feral. It's going to start flying upwards at this point. It's going up towards the shattered dome up above. That'll finish its turn. Foreign, you are up. You're at the base of the auction house looking up the 50-foot structure towards the edge that would take you towards the dome. Do you want to try climbing again?
I do, for sure.
Okay. Give me athletics or
Right.
acrobatics as you start climbing again.
Before I left the roof, I think you mentioned that there was still somebody up there. So
There could be someone up there, yeah.
So I think that's kind of. Oh God, no, that one's not gonna make it. That's an 8.
You get about
Yeah.
halfway up and kind of slide down again, but catch yourself, so you only take like 2 points of falling damage.
I'm gonna get beat by this building. It's gonna the building's gonna knock me out. I'm gonna. Can I heard the noises and stuff. Can I
it's
try
loud.
to do? Yeah, I mean, like I heard the sounds. Would I have picked up on what the sound was? Because I haven't seen anything yet.
As far as you know, it just sounds like a really loud creature, like making very kind of loud, high-pitched screams and brain noises. Like it's just like it sounds very feral.
Okay, good, but not sounds that I recognize. Or can I
Oh,
roll
you're
like
Fae. I mean,
Yeah.
you could give me a nature check to see if you could figure out what this is.
Okay. God, another 5. That's a. Hang on. I think my nature modifier is. 6.
Yeah, it does not.
Whopper.
Either you're
Yeah.
not close enough, or you're not sure, but you're not entirely sure what it is.
Okay. So that would have been 2 action points, I assume. Then
Yep.
I'm gonna go one last try at scaling this building.
Go
Just
for
trying
it.
to get
Athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, switch die. Hang on. Try different dice this time. God, 12.
12. I put the DC at a 10. So you get 30 feet up the building. You have another 10, 20 feet to go to get on top of the building.
All right.
Give me another athletics and acrobatics to finish the climb.
Yep. Oh, that's much better. That's 22.
As you get to the top of the building, you can see 2 other satyrs. One of them just got done helping the other satyr come over the edge of the shattered dome. And the 2 of them kind of like holding each other. The one satyr looks over to see you come up over the roof, immediately casts a spell. A purple doorway kind of pops in front of them as they both go through the doorway, and then the doorway collapses behind them.
Huh.
That'll finish your turn.
Yes, it
Melody,
does.
you are up. You're on the ground looking up at a Fey dragon circling up towards the dome, the shadowed dome above you.
I'm going to channel divinity, otherworldly elegance, which means that for an hour, whenever I make a charisma, like a deception or persuasion check, I treat a roll of 9 or lower as a 10.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to shout to the dragon in Sylvan, because it seems to be a fey creature, and say, "Great dragon, return home through the portal. You'll be safe." And see if that does anything.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check as you yell
Okay.
that out.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 13, and I have a +6 to persuasion, so that's a 19.
19. It stops its ascension going up. It kind of circles and looks down at you, tilting its head, kind of confused. I'm going to treat it with the stun effect right now,
Okay.
that you've stunned it. It's unsure what to do. Either it's too feral or too ignorant as to understand your words. But I'll say that the use of a language that it's at least familiar with has caused it to take a pause.
Okay.
I think you have 1 AP left, correct?
So, channel divinity, is that 2 action points?
No, because it's not a spell. So that's 1 AP.
Okay, so 1
and then it was 1 AP to persuade. So you have 2 AP left.
Okay. I'm going to try casting thaumaturgy to make like the sound of a creature that I remember from the Feywild right in front of the portal. like to
Okay.
try and persuade this dragon again that like this is the way it gets home.
Love it. Give me another thaumaturgy check, if you would, please. Or, I'm sorry, another persuasion check.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I'm going to use its reaction to land. It lands in front of the gateway. And it's going to have to make a strength save. It fails its strength save. It is now being pulled into the gateway. You have one AP left. Because thaumaturgy is cantrip, right?
That's right. Yeah. I'm gonna just shout to the room, don't hurt it, it's going through. And see
Okay.
what happens.
That'll finish your turn. Traumaton, you are up with Arrow Trio on deck.
All right, can you kind of highlight me so I can see where I am in the thing?
Yep, you're right here.
Right there.
Okay, so I am going to just make a beeline, try to get past the dragon. Towards the exit where Eritrea is at.
Okay.
I do not understand Sylvan, however, so I think what Trauma being what he is, he's going to try to get as close to the painting like as possible, like hopefully out of range of the dragon. Just kind of try to grind his foot into the painting.
The dragon and the painting share the same space right now because the
Okay, we're not
dragon's
doing
being
that.
pulled through the gateway.
Okay, we're not doing that. Trauma's got 5 AP. He's got 5 hit points.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
You could rage.
I could. Hang him on. Come on, don't hang him on. That's a fact. Come on, guys.
You guys know Traumaton's an end cap shopper, so don't tempt him.
Let's see. Is this what Trauma would do? But I mean, his hat's fine. He's not pissed about this. This is just a wild animal. This can commit any fashion crimes. But all right,
Well, she told everybody don't hit it though. Like that was.
I said that in common. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to hit it. I was going to hit the painting. But no, I'm going to charge past and run towards the statue.
What's your normal movement? Your total
30.
movement?
30.
30. So 4 AP is 120 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So you have 1 AP left.
All right. So has she finished unlocking that statue?
No, Eritrea still has her grappled.
Okay. Can I say like I built up enough momentum from charging and just like try to charge into the statue because it's pretty obvious that's what's happening. It's
It feels like it. Give me a strength check as you do that.
Okay, strength check. Where's mine? I think it's 6. Not quite 4 dice. That is an 18.
Eritrea, you like. You know, like when RoboCop goes running, it's just that heavy clump, 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 clump sound. You can see this. You can see a Traumaton like doing that towards you, and you kind of sidestep. He goes like headlong into the statue, fracturing the huge shield on the statue, and the hinges come off, and the shield just kind of falls to the ground, like revealing a doorway. To some other space, whether it's down into a room or into a hallway, it just kind of reveals a doorway. And that will finish a Traumaton's turn. Eritrea, you are up, and then we'll be at the top of the 4th round.
All right, I will use Cure Wound at a 2nd level on Drama.
Go for it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
4d8 plus 7.
Ooh.
That's 7. 14. That's 18. 21 plus 7. You have 28 points.
Nice.
Back to
28
you.
points back.
Okay, cool.
So the door has opened, correct?
Well, the doorway's there now. So the shield
doorway.
came away to reveal the secret doorway.
All right. I want to ask Rosala if she's hurt.
You could see like scratches and bruises, like from maybe when the rubble came cascading down from the dome. Plus, she looks a little beat up, like getting over the rubble pile to get to this point. No, I'm not hurt. I just want to get out of here. We need to leave before that thing kills us.
All right, can you open the door and I'll help heal your wounds a little bit once we get this door open.
Fine. You kind of let her go. She goes up to the doorway. She does a quick kind of weird hand gesture on the door handle. It flares, and then the door swings open to reveal an exit out into the cliffside garden outside the auction house.
Everybody get over here as fast as possible.
I'll finish your turn.
Yeah.
All right. Top of the fourth round. Karina, you are up. You can see a Traumaton Error Trio in the corner. The secret door is now open. There's a little bit of breeze coming in as you can see a new exit has been revealed back in that corner. Melody's still on the ground beside you. She hasn't recovered yet. She kind of did everything from the ground, trying to convince it, to get it back into the gateway. It's down by the gateway. It's half being pulled into the gateway. It has a much more feral appearance about it. Like it's angry, it's struggling, and it's unable to resist the gateway's collapse, it being pulled back into the gateway as well. You and Melody are closest to it. No sign of Thorn, and the others are back in the corner by the secret door that's been exposed.
I'm going to use 1 point to do false life,
Okay.
which would give me 8 points of healing.
Okay.
Then I'm just gonna kind of walk next to the painting and
The painting
kind of
and the dragon share the same space.
I'll behind the dragon, close to the butts.
Okay. So you move into base with the dragon in between where it's being pulled in. You can see the heavily damaged painting down on the ground. The void is slowly closing. Like a third of the dragon's form is being pulled into the collapsing gateway.
I'm just gonna kind of prepare. Is it okay if I prepare for an action and then use it later?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna prepare my gun in front of the painting so I can shoot it after the dragon hopefully goes in.
Gotcha. Your held action. As soon as the dragon is pulled into the gateway, you'll take your shot. That's 1 AP to hold your action, 1 AP to move. You technically have 2 AP left if you want to use it for anything. What?
Can I?
You can hold those. You
did your
AP
pack.
though, right?
You healed yourself.
Yeah.
You moved, and you're holding your action.
So
you have 1 AP.
Is holding action takes an AP? I'm just kind of trying to save APs to use later in the round.
You get them all back at the end of your turn. So it's just that you're choosing to hold one of your actions, but you still have 1 AP left if you want to use it for anything. Take a potion. You can, make a skill check. You can even try to attack the dragon if you want to with a separate attack.
Anger stuff. Oh, wow. I have 2 insight stones and a firecracker. I forgot about those.
We also have those little fly things too, don't we? Oh no.
Here's a fun
that's the other
question.
group. Never mind.
Would throwing a firecracker into the portal make the dragon more likely to go in or less likely to go in? Do we want to find out?
I mean, you could always run the experiment.
It was,
As far as
I've already died once today. It's too many times.
as far as Karina's decisions have gone these few rounds, is it something that we want to attempt?
That's what I get for trying to create a smart character. So a fire
your character's smart. And your subclass is ass. Smart ass.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of I know. Okay, I can kind of speak. What are my languages? Yeah, I'm Fae, so I think I can speak. I think I can speak Fae. I just can't remember language I can character. I can speak Elvish.
Which is essentially speaking a form of Sylvan.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of try and also be convincing and say, "Go in there, you got this. It'll be so much fun."
Yeah, give me a persuasion check as you speak Elvish towards it, trying to convince it to hurry up into the gateway.
That's a 19.
19. You notice that its look has become more panicked. That's when now that you're closer to it, the creature's very much emaciated, looks starving, it looks feral. It's looking at the gateway, it's looking at you, its anger building over its confusion, its inability to understand what's going on. You're not sure if it knows what even to do, but it is trapped in the kind of pulse of the energy of the gateway, pulling it into the gateway. That'll finish your turn. The dragon is up with Thorn on deck. I'm going to roll on its feral table. It's going to use one of its actions to try to resist. So it's another strength save. That's a 2. That's going to fail. It's going to use another action to try to resist. That is a 12 plus 5 is 17. That will pass. It prevents itself from getting pulled in further. It's now actively pulling away from the gateway. Its third AP to try to move away from the gateway. That'll fail. So it's trapped at the gateway entrance. In its kind of struggle to get out, it is going to flail its tail around. As an action, it's going to do bludgeoning strike. Melody, give me a dex save with advantage because you're already prone.
Okay.
Karina, give me a dex save, a normal dex save, if you would, please.
And we still have our D4s for bless?
Correct. These are saves.
Okay. 17 for me.
Okay, Karina?
11.
11. Melody, you watch as the tail just barely misses you. Just kind of like just kind of like randomly swinging and flailing. Karina, you watch as the tail comes right towards you, hits you like clear in the stomach, in the chest, knocking you prone for 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Well, I'm dead.
The unconscious Karina is now being dragged towards the vortex.
Jesus Christ.
That'll finish the dragon's turn. Thorn, you're up. You're on top of the edge of the building. It's about 30 feet to get over to the shattered dome.
Yep, that's where I'm headed. So
As
I'll go to
you spend 1 AP to get to the edge of the shattered dome. You're looking down on catastrophe. You could see bodies strewn about. You can see a Traumaton and Eritrea over in the corner with an open door that looks like an exit. You can see what might be the dead body of Karina down by the gateway that's blossoming in the center. And you can see the prone figure of Melody like about 10 feet away from the dragon. The dragon seems frozen in place, part of its form still being tugged by the gateway. Unfortunately, that's all you know. You don't know about all the other things that have happened so far.
What in hells? Can I take a look at it, like just evaluate the dragon, like an insight check or?
Well, now that you can see it, it is a familiar creature to you because you are a person of the Fae, especially with your bounty hunter and your hunter background and your ranger background. This is called a shimmerling. They are normally quite nice. They normally don't attack. But there's something wrong with this shimmerling. Its scales and coloration are wrong. It looks emaciated. It looks like it's in a very starving and kind of feral condition. They're supposed to be highly intelligent and highly evolved and capable of sentient interaction, but this one looks far gone. This one looks like something, or for some reason, it's become something else other than what it once was.
Okay. With that knowledge, I guess, would I see the damage to the painting?
No, too far away.
Okay. Well, could I roll?
You're not even sure what caused the gateway.
Okay.
You're not even sure where the
okay,
painting is because you never entered the auction hall. So you're not. Once again, there's a lot of stuff that you don't know what's going on.
Then let me take I want to. Would it be perception or investigation to look at specifically the portal thing, like what the heck is going on?
Perception from
there?
your height, yeah, from where you are.
Okay.
It's
All right.
perception.
All right, so I'll take one action point to specifically try and figure out what the hell's going on there.
Go for it.
Oh, good. That's I love +6. That's a 24.
You can see what appears to be a closing gateway. There's a bit of pull energy that's wrapped around the dragon, trying to pull it towards the gateway. And you can see some kind of fabric or an item or something in tatters near the base of the dragon. You also realize that Karina is unconscious.
Okay. Do I see that she's being pulled towards it with that?
Yes,
also?
she's like being pulled over the rubble and being pulled towards the gateway as well.
Okay. Then I'm going to take out my rifle and burn two action points to get advantage on the attack. And I'm going to
Well, you have
fire...
height, so you already have advantage.
Okay, well, yeah. Then I'll just take the first shot with advantage, just aiming for like the base of the gateway, like look for what looks like the base of the gateway, a fabric thing, whatever at the base of the gateway.
Yeah, go for it. Take the shot.
That's a 24 to hit.
I gave it an AC of 23. So your shot cracks off. Go ahead and roll damage.
So that's a D12. So I'm using that one. So question, would my dreadful strikes, I mean, it says when I hit a creature with a weapon, so I guess it wouldn't count for that one.
Correct.
Because dreadful strike it's an extra thing on there. So that's 8.
8. As your shot rings out, all of you hear up above the dome, you see a flash. As you see the light of the flash kind of light up Thorn's face, the shot angles down and hits something at the base of the gateway. You watch as there's a crack of energy and tattered pieces of canvas just got fly up in the air, and you watch as the gateway immediately closes. And as it closes, part of the leg and wing of the dragon were partway through the gateway. As it closes, it bifurcates the dragon. Its wing gets sheared off, its leg gets sheared off, and it's now lying prone on the ground, barely alive, kind of flopping around. Unfortunately, with the unconscious form of Karina next to it, its tail lands on top of her. That'll be 2 death saving throw fails for you, Karina, because you take damage.
Where's his bug?
With you're looking
I'm
at
sorry,
what looks to
I'm
be
trying not to.
You're looking now at the gateway vanished. The dragon that's flopping around on the ground looks to be very, very rough.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna burn my last 2 points to just take a shot at the shimmerling, but like before I do it, I'm gonna like say like I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to it, kind of thing, and in Sylvan, and just basically, you know, it's because my Sylvan is immaculate. It's not this country boy accent. I grew up in the right? And in Sylvan, he gives this like, you know, I'm so sorry, friend. I will end your suffering now. May you meet again on another plane. And take a shot with both of the action points, so I'll get advantage on the shot.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a 25.
25.
No, 24.
Definitely.
24. I'm sorry, 24.
24. Yeah, that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Yeah. Okay, and this one will get the D4 for the dreadful strikes, right?
No, it's got to be +5.
No. Dreadful strike. It's sorry, it's a psychic.
Oh,
it's
yeah, because it's a creature.
Fey,
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Fey guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and it's a Fey Wanderer thing. I get extra 1d4 psychic damage.
Yep, go for it.
So. So that is 12.
12 points of damage. The shot rings out. The shot like tears through its neck up into its skull. It kind of like spasms briefly and falls to the ground, lying still. So with that in mind,
Forn is also super distraught. Like,
killing your own kind, man, is never fun.
mm-mm.
All right, so let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break. And when we come back, we will try to figure out what we figure out.
Right on.
All right.
And we are back.
Some of us, anyway.
Some of us.
And Forn has no idea that Trauma almost died, but didn't die, and is back at like regular health again.
Yeah, as far as you're concerned, just looking at Trauma, it looks like Trauma stayed out of the fight.
Right.
So with that, the auction hall kind of goes silent. You could hear the whimpers of those that are injured amongst the rubble, the last dying breath of those. You can see both Ariana and her companion kind of slowly getting up out of the shadows. Rosella immediately just bolts through the doorway out into the gardens of the, out in the backside of the auction house. The creature lies there. Melody, you're closest. Karina looks close to death from where you currently are.
I will immediately rush over and do lay on hands on her and give her 10 hit points.
Okay. Go for it.
Go back.
She's immediately
Not again.
Thank you so much. I can't go through this again. I promise it's my last time.
Like her eyes flare. She sits up. Oh, fuck.
Karina, I'm starting to think that you're sort of like a long distance fighter, not a close up fighter.
I am a squishy mage. I can't do this. I have 2 hit points and I use them so fast.
Are the ropes still hanging down that they had scaled in from?
Yes, there are still 2 ropes hanging down.
I'm going to grab one and kind of slide down the rope to get in.
Athletics or acrobatics, please.
Sounds like I'm falling. Oh, not that bad. Okay, 18.
18. You scale down and you kind of land a few feet, like it's only a few feet from the ground. And as you land, you could see Ariana and her companion kind of staring at you with a kind of shock. And Ariana looks over and for the first time, for the second time, realizes that her first sight of Melody was accurate. And you hear your sister, Melody? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Tell me I didn't see what I think I just saw.
You mean you didn't see me and my companions trying to steal back what's rightfully ours? Away home?
We were told that you gave them the painting.
Of course I gave it to them. This stealing it was the only way for us to get it back and leave them in confusion. I saw what your friend did. Your friends purposely destroyed the painting. What do we could...
We had no idea what was happening here. Arya, what was the plan? There are people dead here. This is obviously extremely volatile.
Give me a persuasion check, because your sister, she's angry.
Okay. I've still got my otherworldly elegance thing up. So that's a 16.
Ariana kind of wiping some of the debris off her form, breathing heavily. She kind of pushes the hand of her companion away. And she comes over to you. You know, I didn't want to believe it when I saw you at the tavern, but do you really think this world still cares about us? It doesn't. I wanted to get that painting so that me and the others that I rescue could go home. House Treshy, House Loomis, all the houses here, they don't give a fuck about us. They put on a veneer of pretending that we're creatures of interest. I just wanted to fool them into thinking I was their friend so I could get closer to the painting. Unfortunately, I didn't find the painting on my own. I was forced to identify what it was, and I was forced into a conversation about the painting. And I was forced to hand it over to the House Treshy Arcana School. And there it is, always 5 feet from me. The gateway home, the way to get back home. And now it's gone. and your
Ari,
friends destroyed it.
what is this obsession with getting home? We left the Feywild when we were 6 years old.
Yes,
And the
And-
Feywild is gone. Our parents have always said,
it's not
focus
gone.
on what we have here.
This creature just proved it. That gateway opened. It opened somewhere. The Fae is still there. It's all a lie. They just want to subjugate us, keep us penned here, keep us around like we're some kind of zoo animal to be observed. I'm tired of walking into their crowds. I'm tired of being amongst them only for them to look at me with sorrow in their eyes and regret and just some kind of creature to be thought of as someone without a home. This is. She just kind of gets frustrated. She screams and kind of just bumps into her companion and starts heading towards the front exit of the auction house.
I let her go.
Sorry about that. And he quickly catches up to her as the two of them disappear out the front door. So far, there's at least 6 heavily injured people that are being tended to. There's a few wardens making their way in cautiously. They're kind of their weapons drawn, pointed towards the dragon. They haven't really taken notice of you because Razala had fled out the back of the secret door. So you guys have some time. You're kind of gathered back around where the dragon's body is, but like in between the secret door, kind of everyone gathering around Melody after watching the interaction between her and her sister.
I mean, I would definitely be pacing around the dragon, doing like a last rites kind of thing, just because but also trying to observe it and figure out what the heck is wrong with this. This doesn't from the roof. It didn't look right, but now I'm right on it, and it looks even more different. I think.
Yeah.
When I was
far worse than what you thought it was.
High.
In fact, Shimmerlings are quite resilient. The amount of damage that you did to it, you get the feeling that most of its damage suffered from the collapse of the gate, but it was already very kind of like probably low on health. Like it was very anemic or very lethargic, and it was very feral. Like it hadn't eaten for a long time. It looked like it was absent of Fey magic.
Where did this come from?
When
Like I turn around to you guys and I'm like, where the hell did this come from?
I'm obviously not blaming you. I'm just asking curiosities right now. What do you know of this creature? You seem somewhat familiar with it.
Yeah, it's a Shimmerling. They're Fey dragons for all intents and purposes, but they're typically very intelligent, very friendly, and colorful, and not this at all. Where did it come from?
While everyone is talking, Karina is trying to grab as many parts of the painting and the frame as she can.
Yeah, give me investigation as you try to gather up all the pieces you can find.
That's a 17, and I also noticed that there was a carpet underneath it, so maybe I could just cut up the carpet and kind of grab it like a sack.
Yeah, you kind of like pull out your dagger, make like a little fabric container, and you put the pieces of the frame in it. You gather as much of the canvas material. It'll take some time, but you're doing a pretty good job of it at this point.
When the dome shattered, the centaur fell on the painting and it broke the frame. And a portal opened and this thing passed through.
What? What? How? Where? How?
Ari thinks it's a portal to the Feywild.
Would it be enough that I would insight that, like, wherever this thing was, it was bereft of anything nourishing for it, right? Like,
Yeah,
so
I
clearly
mean-
couldn't have been in the Feywild because
Well, I mean, it came from
It seems
someplace.
unlikely. It came from somewhere, but I mean, it doesn't seem likely it was the Feywild because of the condition of the thing, right?
Well,
Or
the
is
condition that it's in could be proof that maybe the Feywild isn't all what it's cracked up to be anymore. They exclusively lived in the Feywild. They're not known to live anywhere else. But its overall condition, give me an insight check as you try to piece together whether or not it's even capable of surviving the Fey, if the Fey is truly destroyed.
That's a 12.
12? Yeah, you're not really sure. The fact that it's still alive tells you that the Fey could be there. You're just not sure what condition the Feywild would be in. Had the Feywild really been destroyed as reported, this creature should have been destroyed alongside it. It's a little hopeful, but a little confusing at the same time.
Shimmerlings never left the Fae, so for it to be here was very strange. But as well, they live in the Fae. They're not from anywhere else, so she might be right. There might be something to this. The Fae might still be reachable, but the state of this Shimmerling, it's horrible. It's almost as if it's been without nourishment for God knows how long. I don't know that if there is a Fae, that if it's a place we might be safe traveling to at this point. If this is what it's doing to the Shimmerling.
Well, if we get all the pieces, maybe we can use them to learn a little bit more about how a portal like this can be made. Right now, it feels like we have heard again and again of a strange trade, potentially a trade with a Fae, potentially a creature coming in from a Fae. It seems like maybe all signs indicate that there has been unusual gatekeeping to the Fae rather than the complete collapse as was advocated. And if so, we need to figure out why it has been made unknown to people and who is benefiting out of it. And she kind of says to herself, and who might have been taken there before.
Now, there were two other Sata on the roof that did some kind of magic portal and escaped. Your sister and what was his name? Thomas, if I recall.
That's right.
They were there. That's 4. The Centaur was 5. There was a 6th person on the roof. They were shrouded. It was very odd to see. They were shrouded in some kind of a misty fog, kind of blurry. Really difficult to understand where they were. But as I saw they started in, I thought, well, something must be going down, especially hearing about the heist. Not knowing that the heist was apparently now beneficial, perhaps for your sister. But I have questions about this 6th person. And it seems your sister is questionable in making some of the friends she makes. I understand her concern and her longing for home. Trust me, there's not a day goes by I wish I couldn't return to the Fae. But at what cost? There's something else afoot here, and I think your sister may be in deeper than she knows.
We were not raised to hate non-Fae like she seems to now. I don't know what happened to her. She was not like this 6 months ago. And I've met weird people here in Jrusar, but I don't feel the way she does.
Well, I take off my hat and expose my ears for the first time, because you can't really see them because they're hidden by the hat. And I have absolutely elvish ears. My features are elvish, except I have facial hair, and that's definitely not a thing that happens, right? So the point, he's doing this, he's saying, well, it's very difficult to fit in when you're so unique and so different. That's one thing I missed about the Fae. That's one thing I enjoyed about the Fae was I didn't get questions. But around here, they see me as, well, what do you see me as? If you didn't see my ears, you wouldn't have seen me as the elvish-looking person I can be. Just maybe a rather debonair-looking human. A little bit of weird skin color. But no, my origins are unknown, but I don't quite know why I look this way, except that I know no one else looks this way, and I know that when you look like something no one else looks like, you draw lots of attention, whether it's good or bad. So I wear the hat. You know, like gets his hat back on his head, like back to covering his ears and everything again. So I, to a degree, I can understand your sister's concerns and upsetness at being an other in a place where everybody else is the same.
In the background, Karina quickly turns back to Sauron. Can't relate.
Now, perhaps I can look at putting some pieces of our Simmerling friend here to use now that he has passed on. And I'll turn and try to see if there's anything I can salvage from the corpse.
Well, and I was wondering if we probably just don't want to leave this corpse lying here. I don't imagine we can transport it in any way. Is there any sort of burial rites that you find fitting for a creature of from the Fae?
Right. In the background, Trauma's just there, like trying to drag it through a doorway, just like.
It's just the sound of Trauma's feet
like 80
the
feet
floor.
long. Yeah, it's like 80 feet long. 20 feet in diameter with one remaining huge wing, and part of its rear haunch is just like gone. It would be an effort to get this thing out. It's quite large.
Are there guards or anyone of authority
They are, but
left?
they seem to be focused on recovering people that are injured or are dead. They're still helping the last of the people escape out the door, so they're distracted currently.
I can cast Toll the Dead and Spare the Dying. Though Toll the Dead may be, what was it again?
It's an attack, though.
I have nothing good.
I mean, do we? I'm assuming we don't want to resurrect this thing because it's in pieces. It's just going to be suffering and not last long. And we don't know how it's going to react to us too.
I'm going to use the token that was in the other guy's pocket that I've only spoken to him through it. I'm going to speak to him again and just hold for a moment because I haven't seen him yet, I don't think. The guy that we did hold person on and all that. I was going to
token. You had two tokens, right?
Yeah, I burned up one.
Right.
I burned up one of them. Sorry,
Okay.
My daughter's playing with the lights.
Of course she is.
I burned one of the tokens. The other token's the one that I talked to the guy before. That was when I told him, like, the jig is up. You better start confessing right now, kind of thing.
Right.
And then, so I'm going to, like, talk again to that token and come out wherever you are. We got some discussions to have.
No response.
But I'm like looking around to see where he might be.
Give me a perception check as you look around.
Yep.
I'm gonna reset my camera real quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a 15 for that perception check.
There's no one vertical, or there's no one standing up. I mean, everyone's either a dead body being dragged out the front door by the wardens, or their bodies on the ground. You don't see anybody that fits that description.
Okay. And I don't know that they captured that guy. I just know that was the guy that I told to come out and tell your story, kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah.
I think maybe we should just get out of here before we attract a lot more attention.
Do you think anyone's going to use the corpse of this dragon in an improper way?
Yeah.
Well,
I
is there
mean-
anything we could do about it?
Actively trying to steal it.
Yeah, like Trump at the tail, like trying to pull it.
Yeah.
If we had a haversack of holding and I could get the head in,
Yeah.
I'm sure I could.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
are you able to
try
get
it.
any like claws off or anything? Or
If you,
scales or anything?
That's what I was gonna start doing. Like after I've like said the last rites and stuff, try to take off anything that would actually be valuable.
okay.
Can I
wanna
take
assist.
Dragon's Eyes?
Yeah, give me a medicine. Anybody interested in like maybe taking a sample or examining or taking something from the Shimmerling? Give me a medicine check.
Nope.
And it's,
All right,
good old +2 round.
Ah,
I got a
Um,
3. I have a
Okay.
+2. I got a 3, so that's
I
I
got
got
an
a
8.
3.
I
got
got a
a-
17.
I got a 21.
For all of you kind of examining, taking this moment where no one's really paying attention to the dragon directly, as all the chaos of the aftermath is kind of playing out in the background. To Foreign's credit, this creature is now showing that it was a very sickly creature, very emaciated. This thing should have killed everybody. It didn't. This thing should have been sentient and able to communicate with, and it wasn't. I would say, Karina, you pop out one of its eyes. You get your dagger in there, and you just kind of gently slice at the tissue and tendon, and the eye pops out. It's about the size of a grapefruit. And you've got it, and you kind of wrap it in some cloth to keep it protected. Melody is the others are examining and trying to figure out there's something about its wings or its remaining wing that attracts you to it. And that's when you realize the membrane of the wing is almost like a fabric, like a leather kind of uncured leather. It could have some value. Dragon wings are known to be very good items for enchantment and for making things of magical nature. It could maybe also offer up some ideas to what was happening to it. It's always been said that you can judge a dragon's by its health by the glimmer of its scale and the value of its skin. So if you'd like, you could take a sizable section of the wing.
Yeah, I'll try to just gently sort of cut a section free.
Yeah, you get like a little, you get like 5 yards of membrane, Shimmerling membrane, 5 yards of it at this point. I'll say for everybody else, you're able to peel off a couple Shimmerling scales off the form. The claws look like it could take hours to harvest. Bone, meat, and the viscera left over could take hours to contend with. It's a large remains, and it could take some time to do any further work on it. And already the Wardens are now beginning to kind of notice that you guys are over by the dragon and are beginning to slowly kind of make their way over to where you currently are.
You mentioned it was going to take hours to effectively harvest some of that. As I noticed, like the Wardens kind of itching up, can I just try to like extend a foot? I just try to knock a couple of teeth out of its jaw. I'm not trying to do this for finesse.
Give me a strength check. See if you're able to pull it off. Yeah.
Strength check. That is a dirty 20.
You punch out 3 dragon teeth. Get away from there. Who are you people? As the Wardens approach with their spears held out in front of them.
Oh, we're so scared. We're in shock. And then we run around them to the exit.
They're like, that was very strange. They gotta watch the 5 of you, and Trauma's like the last one to follow the rest of you out, the front door. He's kind of like, the teeth kind of clanging in his, flail appendage, and continues to follow. But the 5 of you kind of like join the chaos of the crowd, make your way out into the garden area in front of the auction house. So you can see there's maybe about 3 dozen bodies that have been kind of lined up and covered with cloaks or jackets. You can see about 4 dozen people of various degrees of injury, kind of either bruises or lacerations. However, this time you see a familiar Loxodon tending to those that are injured.
Can I also be looking for? I'm looking for the 2 people that I dropped the tokens on. I know I burned up one of the tokens, but I'm looking to see if either one of them are physically there, either injured or.
Give me an investigation for that as you begin to try to look for them.
I kind of run over to Kalim. Is it Kalim?
Calum. Yep.
Caleb. Caleb, how did you make it over here?
Eritrea, it's good to see you. Just so happens I often come up to these gardens to collect some of what for alchemy projects and medicines. I was in the rear gardens of the auction house when a very frantic woman came running out, and I began to realize that something was going on. I ran towards the front. Amidst the chaos, that people were coming out looking very injured. I don't know what was going on, but I do what I can and began to attend to their wounds. Can you help me? By chance?
Yes, of course. I will assist you.
Please help me with this young woman over here. She's quite injured. Kind of guide you over. And for the next 10 or 15 minutes, you'll be helping Calum kind of stabilize and help people recover. Give me a medicine check while you do this, Eritrea.
Nat
What'd you get,
20
Foreign?
for 25.
Okay. 25. Foreign,
It was
what'd you get?
nat 20 for a 23.
Nice.
See, now the nat 20s are coming out to play. So while Foreign is doing that, Eritrea is doing that, what are the rest of you doing?
Eating.
I'm guessing Tally's on Wi-Fi.
What?
Your camera is stuttering. You want to
Yeah.
jump
Oh.
out really quick and jump back in? That should reset your camera.
Sure.
Okay. That's how I can always tell when you're on Wi-Fi. You start getting that digital schism. Uh-oh. Loud noise from trauma.
I still have a couple of points of lay on hand, so I'll walk around and try to help people who seem most injured.
Okay.
Um,
Melody, give me a medicine check for that.
Okay.
Karina, what are
Well-
you doing with your time?
That's a 7.
7? Okay.
just kind of handing out Spare the Dying to whoever seems like they need it, while keeping my eyes open to the one person I called with a bird messenger earlier,
Okay.
who did not show up and help us.
Juman Saord.
Well, you know, you're not. The messenger doesn't know where they are, and it would still be an effort to get back to where you guys are. So that's still up in the air. You're not sure what happened. Give me a medicine check as well as you begin to kind of help with all the people that are in kind of a dire strait.
6.
6. All right. Trauma. What are you doing with your time? You can see that Karina and Melody are helping out as best they can. Foreign looks like he's looking for somebody. Eritrea is working with a Loxodon to stabilize the more heavily injured individuals. It's chaos. There's a good couple hundred people out here. The Wardens are trying to keep everybody under control. You could see that the Wardens are trying to push everyone as far from the auction house as they can safely do it. And now people are beginning to leave. Those that are on the edge of the gardens that weren't injured, kind of realizing that something major has happened, are gradually making their way back towards the gondola that takes people down back below into the lower ends of the Lantern Spire.
Trava's going to do kind of the opposite of Melody and Retro. I'm going to kind of look at any of the bodies laid out, just trying to find the ones that look the most dangerous, basically. And I want to kind of make it look like I'm trying to render aid, but I'm stealing from them. I'm just full on stealing from them.
Yeah, I love it. Give me investigation for starters.
I think I got +0 on that, so yeah. Whee! That is an 18.
18. Now give me deception as you do this investigation.
Okay, deception of it. That is, what is that? +4? 19.
All right. Thorn, no luck finding either of the two individuals that you had slipped the charm into. Most of the people that you're seeing are either noble members of the different houses, people that were in the crowd. You come across some of the surviving members of the entourage from Amon. They're kind of quietly talking to each other about what just happened. People are clustered into little whisper pods, just kind of quietly talking about what just happened. Or there's some that you could see in trauma. He's over by the bodies covered in blankets and coats, kind of pretending like he's helping or lifting or like trying to find somebody. But you could see he's like looking around, and his heavy metal appendages are kind of rooting through their exterior, like checking their pockets or checking the inside lining of their jackets as well. You can see people in clusters, kind of crying over people that are like covered as if they just recently died. But you don't see sign of either of the two.
Okay, I'm gonna approach the guards that are kind of, or I'm gonna look for one of the guards that's kind of like leading the stuff.
Yeah, you see someone that looks to be like a sergeant. He's covered in dust. He's got a scratch across his cheek. His armor looks like it's covered in dust. Instead of a spear, he's got a huge, like, two-handed sword on his back. He's got the chevrons and the epaulets to show that he's a sergeant. He's currently like commanding wardens to do different things.
I'm gonna approach him and start talking to him about what I know about what went on. But I'm leading with, I was here tracking down a bounty, and as I was coming across, I have some wiles that I can get these charms on folks, and I dropped a couple of charms, and when I went back and looked at one of them, I found out about this heist that was about to happen. I did my best to break up the heist as best as I could. Turns out whatever that was happened, but in the meantime, I've still got the other charm, but I don't see either one of the men that I dropped the charm on anywhere around right now. They were definitely
who the
involved.
fuck are you?
I'm a bounty hunter, and
what's your name?
Fawn. You'd know me as Fawn.
Are you registered with the Chandei Quorum to operate within the city limits?
No.
So you're an illegal bounty hunter, doing illicit and illegal work.
I haven't collected on a bounty yet, so perhaps you might call me amateur. I'll get registered as soon as possible. Do you want to track these fellas down or not?
Give me a persuasion check on that.
Why? I get help with this now because Bay Wanderer. Not great still, but that's a persuasion. Okay, that's a 13.
You feel two guards grab either one of your arms really hard, like really strong. And the sergeant kind of looks at the two. Take him in for questioning. Take him over to the judge's chamber. I think he might be lying to us.
Look, if you go look at the thing in there, you'll see a bullet hole in the back of its head.
Take him away. And the rest of you watch as two guards
see this happening?
Are now, like as you guys are doing your thing, you notice two wardens are escorting Thorn over to the gondola that doesn't go down. It's the other gondola that goes up towards the core spire and where the Chandei Quorum resides.
Can I run over and be like, Sirs, like, guards, sir, huge misunderstanding. This is my dad. He has been going through a difficult time lately. Or I guess dad makes no sense. What would make sense? This is my,
Godfather.
This is my godfather, yeah. He's been going through a really tough time
It's a
lately
really high DC.
with
but
his
you can-
memory.
I feel like this stream of consciousness is everything you had to say too. Like, well, maybe not my dad, but
It's my dad. No, not my dad. That doesn't make
Oh,
sense.
Okay.
No, Trauma can't take off the hat. I have yet to give permission for that.
I'm sorry, that thing is really uncomfortable to wear.
I bet it was getting warm, right?
It's not
It's
that.
a-
It's one size, and I have a very large head.
Yeah,
so
I feel you,
it's-
bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel you.
Not great.
I am not able to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Melody, give me a persuasion check.
It's a 19 for persuasion.
Yeah, the DC was a 25. Because
Oh.
these guys are under orders by the sergeant. So one of the guards goes, well, fine, you can collect them from the administrative chamber of the Chandei Quorum. Until then, he's being held for questioning.
Can I
Can I
turn
cast...
in?
No, go ahead.
I don't know. You should go first.
Can I cast Charm Person on one of these guys?
You can certainly try.
All right, it's a wisdom
It's all
save.
it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Just
It's a wisdom save of 14.
figure out how to get up there and find me. Come on.
I rolled a 19, a natural 19.
Oh damn.
The guard just kind of pushes past you, kind of uses some profanity, sits, damn furries, get out of the way. Kind of like knocks you out of the way. Starts dragging Thorn
Can
ahead
I
of them.
turn?
You don't have to drag me. I can walk. Damn it.
Can
Just
I turn
mind your
into
manners.
some police officer that I've seen before that seems pretty high up?
I mean, that's a discrepancy of choice. I would say that you could try to make yourself look like a warden captain if you want to.
Okay, I kind of go to the side, kind of make sure nobody's looking, and I turn myself into a warden captain.
Okay. Give me a deception check to see how well your appearance is.
And also, I have deception as one of my, it's a 17, but I also have deception as one of my specialties. Does that mean I can do any kind of...
I think that just means your profession in it,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah.
Which your proficient modifier is already built in, so that's why you got such a good roll, 17. 17 is going to be the insight check for them once you appear. I'll say Melody has slowed them down. Thorn is still being held by the two guards. There's other guards over by the gondola that are beginning to approach, seeing kind of this delay. You kind of approach as the captain. The two guards immediately go stiff. Like, kind of, they still hold on to Thorn. Sorry, Captain, you don't look familiar to us, but is there something we can do for you, Captain?
Do you guys know who this is? And I kind of pointed Thorn.
Yeah, Sergeant told us he was a unsanctioned bounty hunter that needs to be taken to the administrative judge.
Yeah, figures the riffraff down below don't know who this is. Listen, he is not supposed to be known at the moment. He is a special agent by the higher ups, if you get my drift. So let's all pretend like we didn't see him here, okay?
They kind of look at each other in confusion, back at Thorn and then back at you, and they go, well, do you want us just to pretend to arrest him and get him out of here so he doesn't get into any trouble then?
Yeah, do that.
Oh, very well, Captain. They kind of let Thorn go, and one of the guards goes, hey, man, what are you an agent of? I want to get in on this. And you watch this two guards are like escorting Thorn over to the gondola. They have like a brief exchange with the other guards, and instead of going up towards the quorum, the gondola is now going down towards the midsection of the lantern spire, leaving the four of you up top still.
Yep.
But Thorn for now appears to not be under arrest.
I'm gonna take the moment to tell Trauma, like, well, guess I'm headed back to the roost.
Okay.
And I don't know that Karina is Karina right now, so I'm just like, yeah. He's a special
Okay.
agent.
The captain like winks at her and walks out.
So for you, Trauma, with everyone else being busy with their typical shenanigans, you're going through the different pockets and the different kind of cloaks and garb that people are wearing. And, by the time you're done, you're kind of covered in dried blood from kind of dealing with all the different corpses.
I get it.
It's bleak, but it's profitable. You managed to gather 30 gold pieces, 12 platinum pieces, 2 bracelets, 4 very kind of fancy looking rings. You collect 2 very nice necklaces, and off of one individual that your friend Karina would describe as a member of the Chandei Quorum, you collect a ring of keys, a ring of 6 brass keys on it. Eritrea, you eventually finish helping with Kaleem. You stabilize and help about 7 individuals. Kaleem kind of, the whole time that you and Kaleem are working, what brought you and what brings you up here, Eritrea?
This tends to be an environment that isn't one of much spirituality, and I wanted to impress some sort of positive energy among the wealthier. Try to carry my influence a little bit in that way. But
Give me a deception check, if you would, please.
I tried. 12.
Why the story, Eritrea? Look, I know we had a good conversation on the gondola about the need to save these poor souls of the city, but you have quite a bit of dust and other signs that you are inside the auction house.
I get straight with her and I tell her I was. My companions and I, we're just trying to get a little more information. We knew something was unique about this painting, and when we saw a couple of individuals try to steal what was apparently an important object, we attempted to step in, and things kind of went south after that.
Somebody was trying to steal something.
Yes. Have you heard of this painting?
I don't know. What kind of painting is it? Did it have a name? Did it have
Duality?
Duality? I believe that is a painting done by Bragsworth.
Yes.
My understanding is that was brought in for auctioning. Is that what was attempted to be stolen that
Yes.
caused all of this mischief?
Yes.
And do you tell her all the detail of what happened?
Yeah, I tell her how the roof shattered, and I let her know all about this, this shimmerling that appeared and what happened to the shimmerling, and how we're all kind of traumatized by it.
Fascinating. I'm wondering, is a painting capable of a gateway back into the Fae? That would be worth quite a bit of money to someone looking to possess it. Now it's destroyed, and creature that came through the gateway destroyed.
Yes.
I would call that a good night of preventative safety.
Yes. but
Perhaps in the morning, and she kind of gives you a very knowing look of maybe it's not good to talk about this now. Perhaps tomorrow you and your friends can join us down at the Holy Mother's shrine, the Wild Mother's temple that we are in the process of building at the base of the core spire. It is called. Get my notes. The area of the core spire. It is known as the Windowed Wall. We are building a Wild Mother shrine down on that level. Meet me down there. Ask for Kaleem when you get there. Let us talk about this further. There are quite a few eyes on us right now.
So, all right, if I bring my companions with me, or do you want me to come alone?
You can bring your friends if they wish to join you.
Wonderful.
Except if any of them have pets that called evil, maybe leave them at home.
So mean.
Kaleem, I would like to apologize for not being completely honest with you.
It's fine. I understand that when your purposes are intentional, protection of yourself and your friends could be a dutiful requirement. But let's just learn to trust each other in the future, perhaps. I should earn your trust, and you should earn my trust.
Time will establish our trust, but I do ask your forgiveness, and I appreciate your honesty and your kindness with me.
Of course. Before long, the people that are able to be evacuated, who are injured, are evacuated to the Dawn Father's Temple and the Wild Mother's Temple down in the core spire. The rest of you kind of eventually get ushered by the Wardens back over to the gondola, brought down, into the city proper, kind of leaving the upper tiers. Anything you want to do in that process?
Am I still in the shape of the police captain?
If you want to, as the warden captain, yeah.
Can I try to go back to the hall?
Yeah, I would say with that deception check, you've got a pretty solid. Let's see. I'll see if the sergeant recognizes you. Does not recognize you. So I'll say while the others are ushered away to the gondola to make their way back down to the fated walk bridge and eventually gather back up at your guys' new location amongst the market. You're back inside the auction hall. It's mostly empty. The last of the bodies have been taken out. And you're the only one in the hall at the current moment.
Has any of the art remained?
The art seems to have been mostly taken away. They're in the process, they've been in the process of recovering the artwork. But there's no sign that it's actively happening right now.
So I can't steal any art that was left behind.
You could certainly look for any art that was left behind.
I'm gonna look.
Okay. Give me investigation as you start kind of pretending to be a captain of the Wardens and investigating the aftermath of this catastrophe.
11.
11. Most of the important artwork has been taken. The only remaining pieces out here are actually pieces that suffered a significant damage from the collapse of the dome. However, as you're doing that, you see 8 individuals come in through the front door. You also notice that they are carrying large tools, large saws and cutting devices. A hand cart has been brought in filled with leather sacks, these large leather 50-pound size sacks that would be used to fill up. And they are currently doing an autopsy. They are breaking down the remains of the Shimmerling. There's one particular individual that seems to be directing these folks to do this. And he has strange goggles on. He's got a windswept hair look about him, a purple cowl, and kind of like an infinity, what do they call those? An infinity
Infinity scarf.
Infinity
Yeah,
Star.
like an infinity scarf, only it's like a silken color around it. He's got all sorts of tools over his body. His left arm is like a mechanical contraption with pinions, and it kind of makes steam-like noises when it moves. And you can hear his voice. Now, don't fuck this up. This is going to take quite a bit of time. Stay focused. Now, remember, we need the tongue. Oh, blimey, someone's taken one of the eyes. Well, that fucking sucks. Well, get the remaining teeth. We need the bone. Recover as much of the skin as you can. Leave the meat and the viscera. We don't really need it. Try to find the heart and the kidneys, livers, and the major organ. And, oh, Captain, I thought there were specific orders to be... This place is to be left empty. Or why are you still here?
I was told to keep watch over you guys. We still don't know if the thieves are running around.
Oh, Captain, I'm quite taken with the fact that you're so worried about my safety. My name is Crimp, Master Crimp. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yes, my people will be done as swiftly as possible so that we don't have to waste too much of your time. What is your name, Captain?
So supposedly I'm supposed to do people I've seen. Do I have a sense of the person's name at all?
No,
Or am I-
just what they look like. Like, you just remember walking by a patrol that was getting information from a warden leader, and he looked like a captain, so you kind of pulled that part off, but you have no idea about a name, like not a clue.
Okay, Horn is correct. I should do Captain Aragorn. And I kind of make up I very confidently make up like an ID number.
Well, Captain Aragorn, I shall be sure to let your commander know that your security was greatly appreciated. You watch as he puts a small leather pouch in your hand. You can feel the metal of coin in his hand. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must direct my people to get back to work. And as he does that, he opens up a small bag on his belt and he pulls out a small metal statue. He places it on the ground and he kind of says an invocation. You watch as this metal contraption gets to be about a large size. It's got arms like a flail. It's got metal legs. You're looking at a duplicate of Trauma. It looks just like Trauma, only it doesn't have a dent in its head. It doesn't have like the same kind of alterations that Traumaton has made to himself, but it looks just like him. And then you watch as Crimp goes over to the contraption. Ah, good. System 1522. If you would begin to help break the bones and break down the material, if you would, please. And then in that kind of familiar Traumaton voice when you first met him, of course, Master, I will begin immediately. And kind of lumbers over and starts kind of assisting some of the other individuals that are breaking down the corpse. The rest of you are down on the fated walk. It's late. The city never sleeps. The market traffic has no idea what's been going on up above. There's just the steady ebb and flow of the market, the nighttime market individuals kind of either they're closing everything down or beginning to restock inventory or just that kind of activity that they do. The four of you stand out in front of your... do you guys have a name for it yet, by chance?
Mm-mm.
Okay. You're standing out in front of the place that you've recently purchased. You can see that the your next door neighbor's shop is closed up. The other neighbor's shop is all closed up. It's a little bit quieter here. Most of the foot traffic is nearer to the taverns and the different kind of nightlife activity that exists around here. But yeah, you guys are the only other spot that's well, unfortunately, the Spire by Fire was suffered a pretty intense amount of damage. The only other place that would be open this late at night would be the close to your shop would be the Weary Way Tavern, which has that typical kind of late night crowd out front of it, like people coming and going, drinking out front, or sitting on crates and boxes while the doors are open, and just kind of that laid back vibe. Like, these people have no idea what happened, so it's like just another normal evening for them at this point. What would the four of you like to do?
I could really use a drink after that.
I think I'm too tired.
Eritrea, you're muted. You're muted.
Yes, I would actually like to join you more, and I need to decompress in some sort of way.
Prama, what would you like to do with the evening?
Trauma just kind of scans the room and just says, I would say under his breath, but he doesn't breathe, just like organics, and then just kind of trembles out, like to try to find the the oil pot. Like,
it would be closed at this time of night.
Trauma doesn't give a shit.
Fair. You guys watch as Trauma heads towards one of the gondolas that's going to take him back up to the mid-level of the Lantern Spire. Foreign and Eritrea, you head over to the Weary Way Tavern. Melody, where are you heading to?
Did you say there were like little stalls that were closing up right now? Or
yeah, there's some late night stalls that are open, either selling drinks or food, or selling like snacks, like bags of popcorn, or bags of chestnuts, or other nighttime walkers that because this is a city that just never sleeps. It's a 24/7 city. If you're out and about during the day, then you're resting at night. If you're resting during the day, you're out and about at night. And this particular area of both where the Core Spire and the Lantern Spire meet on either side of the Fated Walk Bridge is a very busy area, either in the day or the night. So there's a lot of little stalls that are either packing up for the night, some that are actually opening for the night with various, sundries and items that they're putting on display. Some of it a little bit on the touristy or, tchotchke side of things. But yeah, what would you like to do?
if there's a little stall that sells like a little mirror, I think she would buy that. And otherwise, I think she would maybe just grab like some kind of late night snack and go up to the balcony at our house.
Okay. Not too hard to find. One of the stalls, a little old lady is just kind of selling little bits of trinkets and, you know, finders, keepers kind of things that you would find, you know, for purposes of resale. Here you go, dearie. That'd be 2 silver for the mirror.
Thank you.
You kind of grab the mirror and head over to one of the snack stalls that's like, they're actually little puffed pastries with cinnamon and sugar on them, and they come in little bags. You kind of pay a silver for one of those, and you head in through the front door. You lock the door behind you and up to the second floor, and then up to the third floor. You're now on the veranda, kind of looking out on, you know, the markets down below. You watch as you can see Foreign and Eritrea cross over and into the entrance of the Weary Way Tavern. You watch as the Traumaton gets onto one of the gondolas heading up towards the midsection of the Lantern Spire. And it kind of hits you. You're like, oh, fuck, where's Karina? Like, you're just sitting there going, not really sure where she is at this point, but she's shady and sus, so she's probably
it's a little on brand for Karina to disappear.
Yeah, she kind of does that after traumatic events.
And then
dies. For me
dies.
to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you die far enough away from us that we can't help you.
Yeah, no. If you don't see me, assume that's what happened.
So you think what you want to do while you're on the veranda at this point?
Yeah, Melody's gonna like the thing where you have something really bad happen and you totally dissociate, and she
Yeah.
like eats the food and then she stares at her face in the mirror, which is a way that followers of Sunni like commune with Sunni.
Yeah. Are you using a commune spell? Do you have that yet?
I don't have a commune. It's just like her.
Gotcha. Just kind of like her thing that she likes to do.
Yeah.
As part of her own kind of self-soothing ritual in her own
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
Eritrea and Thorn, you enter into a very lively space. It is very much quite alive with music, people kind of moving about, laughing, sharing drinks, tables full of diversity. Where the Spire by Fire had a much more kind of laid back environment where people just kind of came in, relaxed, eat or drink, get a room. This feels more like it's in tune with the market area of the Fated Bridge. A tavern designed for entertainment. You could see people playing dice, playing cards. You can see a very large, glue-skinned Goliath fellow behind the bar. Kind of sees the two of you come in and goes, "What can I get you two fellas?"
Give me a bottle of swill.
I don't carry swill. I carry good drink here.
Well, I don't care how good it is. Give me a bottle of something cheap.
Something cheap. Okay. Kind of goes over to these little spit buckets, pours them into a bottle, and then hands you the bottle.
Oh, you think you're funny?
Well, that's about
This
the
how
cheapest
you're gonna
thing I
treat
can
your-
allow you to drink.
You're going to treat your new neighbors in such a fashion.
Listen,
There could be
mate.
sending more
You
people
watch this
here.
Goliath leans in towards you. He's 8 feet tall. He's like ripped to no tomorrow. He looks exhausted. Listen, friend, you look like you had a rough day. Now, it could be rougher, and I can squash your little grape head like it's nothing and send you on your way. Or you could just plainly tell me what the fuck you'd like to drink.
He hooks the Goliath's collar and pulls him closer,
Doesn't even move.
or tries to pull him closer. But he pulls himself closer, right? He pulls himself up
It's
to
almost
the
like
Goliath.
you're doing a pull-up.
Yeah, he pulls himself up and he's like, "Look, I just ended the life of a creature that's probably been around this world longer than anyone in this city's been alive. Perhaps all that time combined. It was suffering. It was in bad shape. I ended its life. I am not happy about it. It is something that I was sworn to protect, and now here I am ending its life. I have had a bad day, and I don't mind to end your life if I had to. I wasn't being facetious when I said give me something cheap, but you're going to give me swill like this. Looks like you're asking for a fight. I don't want another fight, but I'd gladly take you on."
Give me
And he's got his hand
intimidation.
he has his
Yeah.
hand on his holster.
What is Eritrea doing this whole time? Just like
I was just about to interject, put down a piece of gold on the bar, and say, "Forgive us. It has been a long day."
The Goliath raises a very tall eyebrow over towards Eritrea, looks at the Sarenrae emblem on his armor, the little emblem up by his neck. When the Goliath pulls your hand away, it's almost like a father pulling a toddler's hand away. It's just this easy kind of flow movement.
My feet touch the ground again.
Yeah.
How come porn doesn't die more often?
I know, right?
I roll better on my saving throws.
I'm not about to pull you apart in front of a member of the Sarenrae clergy here. Count your blessings. He reaches underneath the bar,
One.
puts a dusty bottle in front of you, slides the gold away from Eritrea, and is there something I can get you, Father?
Just get me one of. Do you have any mead or wine?
I have some of the best mead in Jrusar.
I'll have some of the mead.
bring a bottle over to you. Goes over to a shelf, picks a shelf up off the top. It's got a picture of a Goliath on the bottle. It says Grog's Grog, written on it. But meadery is spelled wrong. Grog is kind of spelled wrong. There's a lot of problems with the labeling of the bottle. And he goes, yeah, I got a good friend of mine that I get this from. You'll like this. And he kind of sets it down in front of you. Puts a small tin cup in front of you as well. Either one of you hungry by chance?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I'll bring you some stew. Kind of goes through the door, comes out carrying 2 wooden bowls, sets it in front of the 2 of you. Now, normally, I wouldn't be this patient, but tonight, I am. I want you 2 take that table over there. No one's going to bother you. Maybe get your friend to calm down a bit, Father, if you get my meaning.
Of course,
And
I
the
apologize for any disturbances. Can
Oh,
I get
no.
your name, sir?
Yeah, my name's Brutus. Brutus Strongjaw.
Brutus, may you be blessed. I know you work hard. Please continue on. You look at the merriment you're helping bring to these people here.
Of course, Father. And it's always good to have a member of the Serenray here.
Of course.
And he's serious. Like, Goliaths aren't highly intelligent, but seeing your Serenray emblem and what you display, he takes it pretty serious. The 2 of you gather up your food and drink and head over to an empty table in the corner.
I raise the bottle as we walk over, cheers, and bite the cork out and spit it into one of the spittoons as we walk by. I'm already going.
Give me a con save as you begin to drink.
Yep.
Both of us?
No, Eric, I imagine you're drinking because you want to relax. You get the feeling that Foreign's drinking because he wants to get drunk.
Yep, that's a 4.
A 4. By the time you guys reach the table and sit down, half of Foreign's bottle is gone, and he's clearly showing signs that he's already drunk.
Thorn, it'll be best if we get some of the stew in us. I believe we need to chat a little bit.
Yeah, chat. And he picks up the stew and starts he's not using a spoon. He's
He's
got the bowl in one hand, the bottle in the other, and it's he's just swapping hands to go.
That's fair.
Thorn, I know today was very challenging for you, and your anger is expected, and I pass no judgment on it.
Well, I don't judge anything.
It seems like you weren't expecting to see a beast like that ever again.
No.
What happened with your world?
You know what happened to the Fae. The Fae is gone.
Doesn't seem like it.
Now it doesn't. Until I saw that creature today, all I could have thought was the Fae was gone. There's been no signs, no communication. Even the Bright Queen, she was here on Exandria. Friends, relatives, anybody else that might have been on the Fae. We were all in the great fight. And then I woke up and everything was gone.
Do you know all of your friends and family are gone 100%?
I mean, I know the Bright Queen is still around. She owned my contract, let's put it that way. But other than her, anyone that was there at the fight with us is still around. But anybody else, they're all gone. For all I know, they're all gone. God damn it! Where'd the damn shimmerling come from? It was in pain. I only made it worse. I always make it worse. Nothing gets better. And he chugs more of his drink.
Give me another con save if you would, please.
Certainly. 1.
No!
Plus 2. Look, the first time it was a 2. This time it was a 1.
Yeah,
That's
as you
3.
watch Forn kind of down the rest of the bottle, he just kind of lets out a belch and passes out face first into his bowl of stew.
It's like
Oh.
bubbles
Pull his
popping
face out of the stew, wipe it off with, some sort of cloth napkin we have.
Yeah.
And would cure wounds wake him up a little bit, sober him up a little bit?
I would say of any form of restoration or prestidigitation will mitigate the effects of alcohol.
I have lesser restoration.
Okay. You quickly kind of pulse the spell into him after pulling his face out of the bowl of stew, and Ford, your eyes flutter open. You're still buzzed, but you're not hammered. There's an empty bottle next to you. There's a towel covered in stew, a face print in your bowl of stew, and Eritrea with a very kind of like concerned look on his face.
Now, what'd you go and do that for?
I know you're troubled. I mean, I have no problem with someone getting drunk, but I want you to know we can talk. I'm not sure how much I trust you yet, but I've seen you've tried to make the right decisions, even if the outcomes haven't been correct. Now that you've seen the potential of the Fae still being around, how important is it to you to try to get back there?
I have to get in contact with the Bright Queen first. She'll know what to do.
Do you know how to get in contact with her?
He pulls open his jacket pocket and shows his trinkets. I gave her one of these. I could talk to her, but she doesn't ever talk back.
When was the last time you tried to reach out to her?
It's been a while.
It has. I don't. It's been years, even. I don't know.
Well,
She never talked back, so I stopped reaching out.
don't you think she'd be interested in what we saw today?
Certainly, but I'm more interested in forgetting it. That creature was intelligent once. That creature could live for many of our lives. There's no telling the wealth of knowledge now lost, having had to snuff that shimmering out.
And I'm sure the Bright Queen would like to know that and would make sure more knowledge isn't lost. If she doesn't know about this, I believe she should.
Perhaps, but
People that keep suffering, and I am not trying to tell you what to do. Hoping to provide you some guidance and support. Give you some sort of peace.
he takes Eritrea's hand and flips his hand over in it. Look here. Look all you want. You won't find peace. There's never peace. There's never peace anywhere I am. No matter what I try to do. We try to blow up that warehouse, burn it down rather, and what happens? I try to stop them from stealing the painting, and I unleash a damned shimmerling. And then I had to kill it. I'm not so certain that I should keep doing much anything other than getting another one of these bottles, finishing it as fast as I can, and going right back to sleep in my stew. Brutus!
And I won't stop you from that. You have every right to do that. But think of what's come out of this. While there was damage and destruction, and I can tell your soul is hurt right now, we know there still are beings within the Fae and they're suffering. And I hope you would want to try to help them too.
Of course I want to help them.
Think of that we know that possibly something could be done. If peace is brought there, peace may be brought here.
Look, Bird Boy.
I may be naive, but
If there was anything good behind that portal, our Shimmerling wouldn't have been in the state it was in. Now, I saw 6 people on that roof. I only counted 4, 5. One was in pieces. Rest his soul. I don't know where the 6th one went, but I know that the 6th one didn't look right. It was smoky. It was hard to see. I can tell Ariana believes in what she's talking about. Thomas, I'm not so sure of. But I know Melody is very much out to safeguard her sister. I've sworn to protect all Fey beings, and now, today, I've killed 2. One purely by accident, and one unfortunate necessity. It pains me to my core. But here we are.
And I just kind of, as my hand is still in his, I grip it harder and I put my other hand on top of his and said, whatever assistance you need to help your kind, you have my support. Things haven't gone as we expected, but we've learned more, and that doesn't mean all is lost.
I like grip your hand in that the two like, like I pull your hand like I jerk your hand in, right?
Like when you're not like a cool guy and a cool guy gets you a cool handshake, and I'm just like trying to do it properly.
I like yank you in, and I have this like real intense look on my face, and then it softens. You're a good man, Bird Boy. Thank you.
I give a little laugh. I lift up my mead. I know he's finished his drink, but I clink his empty bottle.
Foreign grabs your bottle and downs it.
Yep.
Foreign, give me a con. give me a con save.
That was better. That's a 7. That's a 9.
Yeah, he's hammered all over again. Gets up and kind of like a drunken wobble. Goes over to where Brutus has set another bottle, down on the bar. Finishes off that bottle at the bar, and then he turns to look at you with that big kind of friendly smile, that Southern boy charm, and then just eyes roll back into his head and right onto the ground of the tavern. Brutus kind of leans over the bar and looks over and across you. Shit. And like the tavern's now kind of laughing and clapping, and the two of the servers kind of pick Foreign up off the ground and kind of slump him into a nearby couch area where other drunks are kind of sleeping it off, and Foreign and like 5 others are just kind of all leaning on top of it, like leaning against each other, kind of lost to that kind of like drunken stupor that people get into. A Traumaton, 2 things you notice on the way up to where the oil pot is. The first thing you notice is that the gondola ride back up to where the auction house has been closed off. There are numerous guards there telling people that there's no access to that level. You come out onto the mid-tier level and you get over to the oil pot. The shutters are drawn closed. There's a silver chain to ring the bell. There's no light on inside. The big oil pot sign above it. The bathhouse, the spa place over there. The Silver Time looks closed, and the other place looks closed. But you're standing in front of the oil pot. What would you like to do? Oh, wait, I had you on mute because of your keyboard. Why is it not unmuting? Oh, there you go. Because you were doing it.
Yeah, because I did. Yeah. So I hate this show, but it's the only thing that comes to mind is I want to kind of come up to the door and do that Sheldon knocking on it. Penny thing for
Yeah. Hey, oil pot. I
don't remember what the proprietor's name is. I didn't write it down, but yeah.
I think it was Itherin, wasn't it?
Ithilwin, yeah. Or
Lutheran?
no, that
No, that was
yeah,
the other.
He was the one that sent. No, Ithilwin was the one that sent us for the.
Yeah,
for
I
the
think
stuff,
it was.
yeah. Ithilwin, the little elf guy.
Yeah, I think it was Tavion.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just Tavion. And I keep it up for like a solid minute.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it was Lyra. Maybe it was Lyra. Wait, hold on, let me go to my notes.
Yeah, Talion was the other guy. I think it was Ithilwin.
Yeah, I think it was.
The trauma was lost.
Hold on, because that was. Let me go to the spa notes because my. That's the vigil.
Oh, it wasn't the spa guy that gave it to him. It was the one from the first guy we met, right?
Well, no, it was the old pot. He went.
Voice pot.
I went
Yeah.
to a different place than you guys.
Yeah, he went to a different place.
I thought it was a lot earlier on, I guess.
No, it wasn't. Now Iltherin was the one that gave him the voice box upgrade.
Yeah, that's
the
what I
oil
thought
pot
you
guy
guys
cleaned
talked
him
about.
up and
Faber?
huh?
Faber?
Yes, thank you. The little wiry Faber engineer. Yes. My notes are gone on that. I don't know where I put that. You're like Faber. Hey Faber. Hey Faber. And the door cracks slightly open. And you can see the grease-covered face. He's got his robe on. And he's holding a small lantern. Like, Trauma? It's late. What are you doing here?
I was able to procure the kit you requested. The auction didn't go quite as planned, but payment was left.
Oh, well, come in. He opens the door. Sorry, I had a guest over. We're having some tea and a conversation. Hopefully she won't mind the interruption. As you come into the front of his engineering shop, he kind of closes the door behind you and watches you place the box on a nearby table. You can see a person sitting at a table sipping tea. Short brown hair, kind of green shimmering cloak that's pulled back and kind of pulled around. You can see her chainmail armor, her leather hauberk kind of intermingle with her armor. You can see a sword leaning up against her chair. You can see a brace of pistols hanging off of the end of the chair's post. And the Faber looks at the. How did this cost you anything? Did this require any? How did you get this? This is amazing. The box is open. He's carefully laying out the tools and kind of looking at the different tools. This is going to make things so much easier for me. This is amazing, Trauma. Thank you.
Trauma just kind of looks at it and is like, I left payment. The auction was interrupted by a disturbance.
What kind of
Payment
disturbance?
was left, but you may not want to show that kit off.
Oh.
You specifically mentioned it needed to be paid for. It was paid for.
Oh, well, can I at least offer you some coin or service for getting this for me?
Any kind of upgrades you might be interested in giving me, yes. But I wanted to give this to you as soon as possible. Again, I would not show this to people you don't trust. I don't know quite.
I've already been working on schematics for your arms. Perhaps I can improve your strength, or I can improve your ability to go into battle. Come and see me tomorrow, and I can take some measurements and do some engineering schematics.
I have a question for you. Have you ever worked with Fabian on any of your designs?
Not directly. He's a tailor. I'm more of an engineer. From time to time, I do He'll bring me threads that require enchantment, or I will seek out specialized material from him. By the way, nice hat, Trauma. Very,
Yes.
very lovely.
That was what inspired that question. This is finery. This is art.
Yes,
I wouldn't dare alter it of my own volition, but I was thinking perhaps I this is just a thought, but maybe an adamantine buzzsaw in the brim.
Oh well, adamantium is quite rare and expensive. Quite.
It was just a thought.
Yes,
I'd want to
perhaps
get,
we start simple and work our way up, so that I can get to learn your manufacture and the way that you're built. As my mother used to say, it's okay to jump in the deep end as long as you know how to swim. I'd like to learn how to swim with your mechanics before I get too carried away.
Swimming is largely impossible. I am quite dense.
It's a euphemism. It's a saying. Anyway, shoot. Go away. Come back tomorrow, and we'll do schematics, and we'll get started. With these new tools, I can definitely do something interesting for you.
Charlo walks 3 feet outside the door and shuts down. Goes into his I think it's the Sentinel phase where he's Sentry's rest. So just kind of
he like knocks on your metal, like your metal. Trauma, you can't stay here in front of my door. You need to go somewhere where you go into stasis and come back in the morning. Trauma? Trauma?
No, Trauma is fully conscious. I don't know if he knows this, but yeah, just kind of like, nope. Just like a little dot matrix line prints across his visor.
Oh, for fuck's sake. He goes, sorry, Regina. I'll be with you in a minute. And closes the door and turns back in to go back into the conversation that he was having with the woman in his shop. That's where we're going to finish tonight. By the way, it's a milestone. You guys are now level 4. The discovery of the Fae was a milestone.
Happy and sad.
Yeah. So everyone be safe, be kind. Don't forget to play a game. We'll see you all next Sunday. We should be all good for next Sunday. Everyone go ahead and linger. We'll have some chats about leveling up. We'll see you all next week. Good night, everybody.